Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're literally opening up a massive, fascinating biological notebook to explore exactly how India's unique genetic diversity is completely changing the future of global health. So grab your mental highlighters because we are about to decode some truly incredible science. Okay, let's just dive right into this with a pretty powerful question. Think about it. Is the medicine sitting in your bathroom cabinet right now actually made for your specific body? We so often think of a pill as just this exact universal fix, right? But the reality is, historically, our medical research has actually been based on a surprisingly narrow slice of humanity. Now consider this staggering scale: 1.4 billion people. We are talking about roughly 1/6 of the entire human population. And yet, until very recently, the genetic data of India's population was largely totally missing from global medical databases. That is a massive, glaring blank page in our global health notebook. Let's quickly scan the contents of our notebook today. We've got 1. The missing genetic data. 2. Decoding India's DNA. 3. The endogamy effect. 4. Precision medicine in action. And finally, 5. Myths about DNA tracking. Let's get right into it. Starting with Section 1, the missing genetic data, and taking a look at those blank pages in the global medical book. To really grasp why this matters, we first need to define what a genome actually is. Think of it as a massive 3 billion letter instruction manual that literally makes you you. It's an entire book written using just 4 letters: A, T, G, and C. Every single physical trait and many of your disease risks are jotted down right there in this genetic notebook. But you wouldn't try to read a 3 billion letter book without an index or some kind of search tool, would you? That is exactly where bioinformatics comes in. It is essentially the Google Maps for biology. Scientists use these powerful computational tools to navigate, read, and analyze all this data to find specific genes and, most importantly, to spot any typos in our DNA. So here's the crucial point. Historical databases have been heavily Eurocentric. The vast majority of global drug research is based entirely on European genomes. This means treatments tested on those average profiles might not actually work perfectly for everyone else, especially in historically underrepresented, highly diverse regions like India. It's basically like trying to use a street map of London to navigate your way around New Delhi. So jotting down some quick margin notes for Section 1. The genome is our biological instruction manual. Bioinformatics is the search engine we use to read it. But because of a massive Eurocentric bias in global data, India's incredibly diverse genetic chapter was mostly just missing. And that created a very real blind spot for global healthcare. Let's flip over to Section 2, Decoding India's DNA, specifically looking at the Genome India Project. Okay, so how do you map that kind of immense diversity? Well, the Department of Biotechnology launched the Genome India Project. This was just an incredible mission involving 20 different institutions, and they successfully sequenced the complete genomes of over 10,000 healthy individuals from 83 distinct population groups all across the country. They literally built a brand new, comprehensive catalog of India's genetic diversity. And the findings? Honestly, they were monumental. Out of roughly 129 million genetic variations they discovered, a staggering 44 million were entirely unique to India. They had never been reported in global databases before. I mean, that is 44 million completely new genetic puzzle pieces that the medical world didn't even know existed. Time for another quick study notes recap. By analyzing 10,000 genomes from 83 super diverse groups, spanning from tribal to non-tribal populations, scientists discovered 44 million brand new genetic markers. And all this incredible data is now stored at the Indian Biological Data Center to fuel future research. Now, you're probably wondering, why exactly does India have so many unique genetic variants? Well, that brings us to Section 3, the endogamy effect and how history literally shaped India's DNA. The answer to that question relies heavily on a socio-cultural practice called endogamy. This simply means the practice of marrying strictly within one's own community, caste, or tribe, and doing so for centuries. It's a practice that was actually seen across all 83 of the groups studied in the project. Let's sketch this out step by step in our notes. Step 1, a small ancient population forms a community. Step 2, for generation after generation, they practice endogamy. Step 3, this naturally creates an isolated, highly distinct genetic pool. Scientists actually call this the founder effect. Because of this isolation, genetic mutations that are super rare globally can actually become very common in these specific, localized groups, and that leads to unique, population-specific disease risks. So just to recap this section, centuries of endogamy and the founder effect mean that India isn't just one big homogeneous genetic group. It is actually this complex mosaic of highly distinct communities, and each one has its very own unique genetic signature. Moving right along to Section 4, Precision Medicine in Action, let's move from the genes themselves to customized drugs. For the longest time, standard medicine took a basic one-size-fits-all approach, which, as we discussed, was heavily based on average European data. But the Genome India data, it unlocks something we call precision medicine. This is the ultimate goal here, delivering the right drug at the exact right dose to the right patient, entirely tailored to how your specific DNA metabolizes that medicine. You know, the World Health Organization notes that a massive number of adverse drug reactions happen globally every year. But here is the truly critical part. A lot of these dangerous reactions can actually be completely avoided if doctors just know your genetic profile beforehand. We can literally prevent harm before a pill is even swallowed. Let's look at some real-life case studies to highlight this. Bioinformatics shows that a genetic variant affecting the common heart drug clopidogrel impacts nearly 40% of South Indians differently than North Indians. I mean, that proves exactly why customized dosages are so vital. Also, a variant in the BCHE gene can cause really severe complications with surgical anesthesia in certain Indian populations. We are even seeing the rise of genomics, which is this incredible new field blending traditional Ayurvedic profiling with modern DNA analysis to give hyper-personalized care. Quick notebook recap. Precision medicine, and specifically pharmacogenomics, uses your unique genetic code to prevent severe side effects and make sure therapies are highly effective for your specific body. It's blending advanced AI and bioinformatics with both modern and traditional healthcare frameworks. All right, finally, Section 5, Myths about DNA tracking. Let's clear up some of those common genomic misconceptions. Let's grab our red pens and correct some myths here. First up, it's a huge myth that DNA is functionally the same everywhere. As we've learned today, migration and endogamy create massive regional differences. Second, one single genome definitely cannot represent an entire country. You absolutely need data from dozens of diverse groups, like the 83 in this project, to see the true health picture of a nation. And finally, bioinformatics isn't just some abstract computer science exercise. It was the exact tools scientists used to track COVID variants and design vaccines in record time. As India steps into this brave new era of personalized healthcare, we want to leave you with one final note to jot down. When the future of medicine is completely tailor-made to your molecular blueprint, what fascinating secrets will your own DNA reveal? Thanks so much for joining us as we explored this incredible biological notebook today. Keep learning and keep asking questions.